This is the 2025 Ram 1500. This is the Laramie trim level. And in today's Vehicle Visionary video, I'm going to give you the information to answer the question, is it better than ever? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. While you may not see right off the bat the significant changes to the Ram 1500, it still has a little bit of a familiar look to what it did with its previous generation, but there are some big changes that we can talk about here, and some of those changes will be based on trim level. This being the Laramie trim level, I'll wait and see what I can get as we move forward in the future, but this is what we have for today's video. Still quite a bit here, quite a bit to talk about. If you want to know more about this model, maybe come into Hebert's Town and Country here in Shreveport, Louisiana and buy it, check out the link down in the description of the video. Let's talk about those changes. And so I've parked this one next to a 2024 model, and some of those changes are going to be very clear right off the bat. The front end, for instance, the headlights, still going to have LED lighting here, but you're going to notice that the headlight housing itself has slimmed down quite a bit from 2024 to 2025, as you can see. You'll also notice some changes with the overall design of the grille. It's a little bit more narrow, it's also a little bit taller, and a big difference is definitely going to be not only the overall design of the grille, but the location of the Ram logo. As we go over here to the 2025 model, you're going to notice that it's sitting a little bit higher, and some other changes as well, as far as also slimming down the fog lights on the lower portion of the bumper down there. You'll also notice some changes with the design of the bumper itself. Everything flowing together, just kind of this slimming up, so to speak, with some of the changes. And we'll see that theme continue here on the rear with the tail lights. You'll notice that with the 2024 model that your backup lights much larger than what we have over here on the 2025. Tell me what you think about that. It is, I'd say, looks good, but what do you prefer? Does it really matter? Everyone's going to have their personal preferences. If you're curious about tire and wheel size, here's what we're going to have. 275 on the width. You'll have your 55 series sidewall wrapped around the 20-inch wheel. Now, the one thing to know is that you do have a spare tire located underneath the rear of the truck. Nothing unusual where that is concerned. The only difference is that it's going to have an 18-inch wheel as opposed to these 20s. Not necessarily a big deal. Hopefully you're not planning on leaving that on for very long. Now here is another one of these really big changes for 2025. Gone is the Hemi V8. Probably a lot of disappointment in that. But tell me what your thoughts are. Here is the high output 3-liter twin turbo 6-cylinder. It makes 540 horsepower and 521 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So let's see what the MPGs are estimated to be. Here on the window sticker, I don't know how well you can see that. We're looking at 17 city, 24 highway, 19 combined, and 5.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Something I like to point out that you're not going to always get in all of these car review videos or truck review videos in this particular case is gas tank size. In this case, we're looking at 23 gallons. And by the way, if you're wondering about additional horsepower numbers, the standard output engine will come with 420 horsepower and 468 pounds-feet of torque. The base 3.6 liter V6 will have 305 horsepower and 269 on the torque. And you're still going to have things such as power folding side view mirrors. That's always a nice feature to have on any truck. With wider mirrors like this, that's always nice to see. You'll still have your power assist steps that are going to be here. Not anything new, but just nice to know that it's here. And you'll have things that have been here for a while but have practical use, such as the step right here. That's nice and useful, easy to deal with, easy to put in place, easy to put back and stow away. And how about towing and payload? 11,580 pounds will be your max towing, and max payload will be 2,300 pounds. You'll have a few different options for tie downs throughout the bed, including the adjustable tie downs that are here on the sides. That's going to be nice. You'll also have, if I can reach it right here, don't have long arms, your power outlet right there, and your in-bed cargo lighting. That's going to help out after dark. You can see up there under the cab light that you also have your power sliding rear window. And let's take a look at what your rear seat passengers are going to find. We'll start here with the armrest. Plenty of room, that's for sure. I'm only leaving my arm up there for a few seconds, so hard to say how long that would be comfortable, but it is pretty comfortable. We're also going to have our upper and our lower door bins, and you'll notice that this lower door bin extends out a little bit further than what we have with the top or upper door bin. That's because it makes it easier to take advantage of the cup holder or drink holder right there. And there is also some space behind for storage. And speaking of storage, one of my absolute favorite features that are available on these Ram trucks is the in-floor storage. You have the removable area right there. That makes things easy and gives you plenty of options. Still have some storage space down there. For some reason, you leave this part out. And obviously your built-in tie downs on each side. We're gonna have one on each side of the floor here. And something not unusual, but nice to see in any vehicle that's properly equipped, whether it's a truck or whatever it is the fact that you can raise the seat cushions up and give yourself some interior storage. Maybe you have something you don't want in the bed. It will fit here in the back seat. When it's raining, that just makes life a little bit easier and additional storage space underneath. And if you're looking for a panoramic sunroof, well, this is definitely the truck for you. Something you don't currently find on the Silverados, the Chevrolet Silverados, or the GMC Sierras. They still have the conventional size sunroof. And there is a power shade that can be moved into place to block that out if you need to, especially on really hot days. We'll hop on inside and take a look at what we have when we get in, besides a lot of space. Storage with the rear seat pockets. Can have a couple of cup holders right here. Nice large rear air conditioning vents. We'll also find the connectivity options. You also have heated outboard seats. We'll find another connectivity option in the way of a power outlet right there, a household power outlet. But there's no doubt about the fact that there is a ton of room back here. In fact, you can see that the passenger seat is actually reclined and pushed pretty far back. I still have plenty of legroom. This would be no problem for me as far as riding back here goes. And for those of you who made it to this point in the video, keep an eye on the comments section, because I promise you there will be people who ask what the sticker price is, and you can tell them you should have been patient and watched the whole video. Tom gave that information. For those of you who are here, $71,815 is the sticker price at Hebert's Town and Country. Remember, that link is in the description of the video to give you more information. Seat memory on the driver's side door, and we have our controls for the windows, power side view mirrors, lock and unlock, all that good stuff is here. And obviously we have large door bins here, just like we did with the rear. Kind of an interesting thing, because you basically have just as large of a door bin in the rear as you do in the front. Maybe a little more space here. You do have dual cup holders right there for a couple of different sizes. That's going to be very useful. You'll control the headlight functionality right there. And here is your instrument cluster setup. Via the arrows here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you can change what you're looking at depending on what you need to know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but just to show you what's there. And your steering wheel mounted controls, and on the rear of the steering wheel, you can adjust your volume, your stations, all that good stuff. Pretty easy to deal with. Now, one thing I'm curious to know about from some of you is your feedback on the fact that we don't have a column shifter here. Do you like this style of shifter, where you basically are using a dial to manage your 8-speed automatic transmission? What are your thoughts? A little bit of space above your infotainment screen, along with a 12-volt power outlet. And speaking of the infotainment screen, for the most part, you will manage everything to do with your air conditioning right here on the outside physical buttons. That is nice, but you will go to comfort, and you'll see that you can manage your heated and ventilated seats, also your heated steering wheel, and the direction of flow for the airflow itself. And if there happens to be something that maybe I didn't cover in the video, we can go right here. Let's see if I can get that to come up right there. Your tutorials. That's nice to have. That way, if you want to know about something, let me see if I can get it. There we go. Get that to come up. You can watch and listen. Let's see if it will come up.
The status bar is at the top of your screen. It displays real-time statuses and...
Now, I'm not going to make you listen or watch the whole thing, just so you can see what is there. And you can see what else you can control down here as far as different information. You can pair your smartphone, do all that good stuff, go into your vehicle settings right here. There's a lot there. But the thing about it is that it's not complicated to learn or use. That's always a good thing. Obviously, you're going to have your backup camera and all that good stuff. There that is. Pretty easy to deal with. You can have a couple of different views for that depending on what you need to see as far as that goes. So we'll go back into park right there. A nice setup. I like the fact that you still have physical buttons. Control for your volume. You can change stations over here. You can turn the radio off if you want to right there. And we'll also have our cup holders right here. Now this area will go back pretty far. It won't right now because of the fact that the key for the safe is in right there, but I could just take that out and there you go. You can see your additional storage space underneath. Very, very helpful, very handy. And something else that I like that is here. In a lot of vehicles, you have just basically a flat area where you're going to set your phone down and your wireless charging on your wireless charging pad. Here, it's actually going to cradle in and be held in place. That has a lot of advantages. And a nice large center console, very large lid that is doubling as an armrest. That's going to help, and you already saw some of the space that we have here. In fact, you have quite a bit of space. Now, you can not have that safe right there. That's going to help to increase space a little bit more, but you won't have that area where you have your space. If you want to keep things under lock and key, and then your upper console. Pretty simple, really no major changes to talk about here, but you can see what all is there because I know a lot of people want to know as far as that goes. Obviously, you can set things here for your garage door. You have a couple of different doors. Maybe you have multiple garage doors at your home. You have a couple of different options there. Your vanity mirror is there too. Now, one thing I like to know about, the visor does cover the window quite well. Now, it depends on how far back you're sitting. You might still get a little bit of sun in, but for my position, not a big deal. And a couple of practical things to talk about here. We have the upper and the lower glove boxes. Here's your lower, and there is your upper. It is always nice to see use being made of the available space right here because not a lot of vehicles offer that. Nice, comfortable seats, power adjustable, easy to deal with. And something else that you don't always think about until you need it is the fact that you have grab handles at all 4 doors. It's always nice to have that. And as I back this truck in real quick here, I do want to tell you about one more thing. I don't think I mentioned it earlier in the video, but you can hear it right there, your parking sensors. So just one of those additional features that's here on this truck that I thought you might want to know about. All right, let's get out on the road for our test drive and we'll drive over the railroad tracks and I'll let you listen. Probably heard a little bit more than you would have, but there's a lot of stuff sitting in the back seat, different things that will go with this truck, plus my equipment bag. But you know what? That was a relatively quiet experience minus those things, and you might not have even heard that through my lapel microphone. But one way or another, that was actually a really impressive experience. I go over those not only for the noise test, but also for the ride quality. Nothing unusual for these Ram trucks without tongue twists. They ride so well. The best I've experienced, that's for sure. So what do you get? Well, besides a nice ride quality, a very comfortable and spacious interior, seats very comfortable. You can do a lot of adjusting here in the front seat area. That's always a benefit. And plenty of headroom. 5'10" is my height. I have a ton of space. Somebody who is well over 6 feet tall will have no trouble adjusting things to help them to fit in this truck. That will be no issue. Everything easy to get to, a very easy and enjoyable truck to drive, a lot of fun to drive. It's going to do a good job for you. The one thing I'm curious to know about is what do you think about the changes as to what your options are for what you can have under the hood for 2025. You definitely have plenty of horsepower here, but what you don't have is the growl of that Hemi V8. In fact, let's just get on it a little bit here. Actually, that's pretty impressive. I'm not getting into it too hard, but I am going to find out just a little bit as to what the acceleration experience is like. Not too bad. If this truck were broken in and I was in a place where it was good to just step on it all the way, put it all the way to the floor, I could definitely give you a better idea. But I'm pretty sure it's going to have no trouble getting up to speed and doing what you need to do when it comes to merging into fast-moving traffic. And it's going to do a good job for you on your towing, on your hauling, It just depends on what you need. But a very simplistic truck. Gas pedal, again, let's avoid those tongue twists, right? That's at least 2 in the video. We should have a tongue twist meter, maybe, in future videos. No, we'll try not to do that and maybe keep that to 0. The gas pedal is easy to manage. That's always a good thing. The brake pedal is the same way. It's a lot easier for me to say that because of the fact that I drive a 2024 GMC 2500, so I am used to a much heavier truck than what I have right here. So to be able to jump into this and manage the brake pedal especially really easily, that's a good thing. But overall, I think Ram has done a good job here. It will be very interesting to see what comes up or what I find on higher trim levels when I can get my hands on one. So tell me what you think about the 2025 Ram 1500. Is it better than ever? Tell me what your thoughts are. Now, obviously, this isn't the highest trim level. We'll try and get to the multiple trim levels available and give you all the specifics by trim level as they're available here at Hebert's Town & Country. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at the dealership for loaning me this truck for the day so I can tell you all about it. I'd also like to say a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.